Hello，歡迎嚟到 B Property。咁我同 Rebecca 都喺度啦。咁到今日咧，對我哋嚟講都係學到好多嘢。咁我諗相信即係 follow 開我哋嘅朋友啊，都知道我哋其實除咗話想做 sourcing agent 之外，我哋最希望嘅目標就係做 developer。咁今日咧，我見到兩個英國人啦。都係一個企業家身份之餘，仲係 developer，仲係有啲係賣地啊，賣即係好賺錢嘅profit。咁所以咧，我哋喺佢身上學到好多嘢，咁同埋了解到底佢哋喺已經講緊幾十年前，佢哋係點樣玩呢個英國物業。其實坊間都有好多課程可以上啦，我都知道。咁例如香港啦，我都聽到有唔少朋友都會上啲課程。咁對於唔了解英國物業嘅朋友咧，我都覺得有一定幫助嘅。但係都要自己 filter 翻嗰啲資訊啦，有啲就我覺得係唔係好 make sense 或者係有啲誇大嘅。其實同樣道理一樣嘅啫，英國都好多教人買樓啊，或點樣可以財富自由嘅人。但係99%都可以騙局你嘅，其實我都可以好老實同大家講。咁但係咧，有啲人我哋都認識到，佢哋專門去嗰啲課程嗰度，咁佢為咗係咩咧？唔係課程本身嘅內容，其實係個 network， 其實係有個人物。呢樣嘢你有個人物咧，我諗比你上堂學到嘅嘢咧緊要好多嘅。呢個係我哋做咗 property 呢段日子好深刻嘅體會。咁今日咧，我哋見到啱啱我想講嗰兩個猛人啦，一個阿 John 啦，一個阿 Dave 係咪
Yes。
咁我哋係從邊個渠道認識佢嘅咧？
啱先阿 Louis 講 networking 都有兩個 live case pop into my mind。咁我識John 咧就係呢個 portfolio 嘅 landlord，然之後 Dave 咧就係我喺Liverpool City Centre 有個 apartment， 咁我去幫業主去問嗰個清潔嘅lady， 問佢啲關於 management company 嘅嘢，幾耐清一次啊，同埋 management company office 啊，點樣去 contact management company 啊，咁樣一個途徑啦。咁我哋交換咗exchange 咗 business card， 咁佢就叫咗佢 uncle， 即係佢個 employer， 佢個僱主打電話俾我。一開始佢係以為我係揾人幫我做清潔，因為我同佢講話 letting agent 啦，咁佢係諗住打電話過嚟話我有清潔公司同埋 construction company 都可以幫到你嘅 business。咁後期我哋就 set up 即係 meeting 啦，我哋 meet up 啦，咁都 share 我哋個 background 啊，佢又 share 佢自己做過咩 project 啊。我哋都同佢講我哋有興趣投資 Liverpool，咁佢就 refer 咗阿 Dave 佢係 developer， 佢係買地，然之後即刻轉手賣出去政府或者賣出去啲私人機構啊 charity 啊。佢係 developer 嚟嘅，但係佢唔起屋，但係就係買地，一直買地。咁啊 Dave 點樣識阿 John 呢？佢哋兩個依家咧就係同嗰個 Church England 合作啦，去做 project 啦，去將嗰啲可能已經冇使用嘅一個 church 一個教堂啊，轉為 studio 啊 self-contained flat 啊。咁佢哋兩個係一齊做呢啲咁嘅 project。咁可能阿 John 啦已經62歲啦，咁佢就有少少想退休咁樣，或者係套現啲錢出嚟去投資呢啲 church， 同埋 land。
其實好似佢哋咁，兩位都可能已經50幾60幾歲啦。咁講緊投資英國物業都已經係相當長嘅一段時間，尤其是阿 John 啦。咁係講緊佢因為我哋初時咧有佢個 portfolio 咧，講緊個裏面只係睇到50幾間 properties， 但係我哋同佢傾偈啊，即係嘅過程中，佢話俾我聽，其實佢唔止咁少嘅，佢有超過100間或以上嘅 properties。咁有啲可能就會 keep 翻啦。但係講緊佢20年前咧已經係停止再買 properties， 因為佢已經揸住好大個 portfolio。
佢話10年。
係10年啦。咁所以佢而家即係始終我哋聽到好吸引啦。譬如佢話喺 Salford 買塊地，今年定上年啦？
上一年1月份。
上年1月份90K 買翻嚟係咪？
係。
咁轉個頭買，今年買幾多錢啊
575，佢個 net profit 係400K。
係啊，唔需要做任何嘅 work planning permission 起屋嗰樣嘢。咁當然啦，呢樣嘢我諗相信佢哋嘅 network 或者佢係有唔係簡單人可以 reach 到呢樣嘅嘢。但係講緊我都成日建議 recommend 即係投資者要好似 take baby step， 好似 BB 仔咁，先學爬，再學走，再學跑。咁佢嗰時當然都係咁買 buy to let 先，最簡單嘅基礎開始。到我見到啱啱佢俾我睇嗰啲屋，又係 convert 做幾間 flats 又有HMO 又有 self-contained flats 又有 commercial property 都有，都係一步一步嚟嘅。但係我喺佢身上最 inspire 嘅嘢就係話，佢嘅策略就係佢唔會諗住賣嘅，佢只會 hold 嘅啫。咁前提係佢買翻嚟嘅嘢係一定係好平嘅。
Cash is king。
係啦，佢唔會話受到啲即係會考慮賣出嗰時嗰樣嘢，咁就揸到依家。咁當然啦，佢依家因為可能當年政府對於嗰個稅務上，尤其是對於 landlord 上面係寬恕啲嘅，但係而家可能嗰個情況又變咗啦，咁所以就覺得佢都已經玩咗20幾30年，佢就唔想再即係顧及咁多稅項啊或者管理上嘅嘢。因為順帶提一提，嗰100幾間 properties 全部都係佢自己 manage 嘅，同埋佢係熟晒當地每一個租客嘅 background， 所以佢啲租客係講緊住緊10年或者20年。佢同我哋講，佢有啲租客住咗20年，佢都冇加租。咁當然啦，佢係都好好心啦。但係呢樣嘢係一個好值得思考嘅問題，因為當大家買 property 翻嚟，梗係想年年加租啊，年年增加個回報啦。但係同樣地，其實你會遇到好多maintenance 啊，或者你出租又要揾租客啊，各樣嘢其實都係一個 cost 嚟嘅。好似佢咁，佢好似我諗佢都唔係好記得晒到底自己有幾多間 properties， 或者
115啊，記得清楚。
佢記得清楚，但係佢各間嘅details 佢唔清楚，即係個屋嘅狀況，因為佢完全都冇諗過要去睇下間屋啊，或者要去再執間屋啊，因為個租客住得好開心，同埋佢哋嗰啲租客大部分係邊啲租客啊 Rebecca？
DSS benefit， 但係叫政府係直接轉錢去個 landlord 嘅帳號度嘅。
你講下佢點解差唔多係咪大概90%嘅租客都係呢啲DSS？ 點解佢會覺得
佢得10% 只係 private rent？ 第一個係因為佢Birkenhead大部分都係呢一群嘅 tenant 啦。第二樣就係佢咁樣穩定收入咯。佢唔會擔心人哋話 change 咗 job， furlough 好似依家咁樣，佢哋係固定個政府直接同佢 confirm 個收入，直接轉個 rent 去佢自己嘅帳號度。
因為依個係一樣嘢啦，同埋我哋琴日又睇到原來 social housing 仲有其他咁多嘅 categories， 不過我哋下一個 video 會再講嘅。但係就係想講，即係好似佢咁樣，佢100幾間 properties 佢自己管，佢冇可能會去兼顧晒，因為佢可能佢自己仲有其他生意上嘅嘢要顧慮，但係都可以做 property 做得咁成功。咁所以其實可能大家喺香港嘅 mindset 要同英國物業又有唔同咯。對佢嚟講，佢覺得邊個地方都冇問題，尤其是佢喺 Birkenhead 長大，佢睇到呢度嘅發展或者咩，佢當年買出嚟其實好平㗎啫，但係咁慢慢儲到個 portfolio， 儲到一個咁大嘅 cash flow， 咁所以我哋都覺得真係賺大錢喺物業上面嘅人，唔係話人哋買邊你去買邊，真係要自己去發掘多啲機會。咁我哋陣間稍後咧會再edit 條片啦，即係今日佢哋帶我哋去睇咗唔同嘅 properties，which is 真係好吸引，係咪啊？
我吸引我可能 inspire 嘅係唔係佢嘅 property， 係佢個對 investment 嘅睇法，同埋佢做咗20幾年，佢自己有咩advice 去俾我哋呢啲後輩咯，同埋就好 looking forward to future opportunity together。
係啦，因為反而啲資深嘅 investor 好似佢咁樣啦，相對上可能我明白大家可能新手或者咩，我成日 come across 好多問題 which is 其實唔係一個 big 嘅 issue 嚟嘅，係咪啊？即係大家有時太 focus 一啲細嘅嘢，反而忽略咗大嘅嘢。我會覺得冇完美嘅，任何一間 property 都係一定有好有唔好嘅。即係唔好嘅嘢當中，你都要發掘到嘅好嘢。咁呢個先係我覺得係要學嘅嘢咯，先可以好似佢咁成功，有100幾間 properties， 完全係。
100幾間係只係嗰啲係 private rental 嗰啲 property， 佢仲有買地啊，仲有 conversion charges 啊，同政府合作。咁
呢個就另外一樣嘢啦，因為佢已經係 next level 啊。對於我嚟講，我都一直同大家講， 首先試個簡單嘅嘢先 ，single buy to let， 之後你先再去研究一啲所謂複雜啲嘅 HMO 啊、self-contained flat 諸如此類，真係要了解英國嗰個物業市場運作嗰樣嘢，你先再諗下點樣可以擴大自己嘅 portfolio， 增加自己嘅 cash flow。呢啲都係一步一步嚟嘅，即係好似佢同我講，如果話就咁買塊地可以賺到400-500K，why not？ 我都想，但係咪你嘅 skill 或者你嘅 network 可以做到呢樣嘢呢？咁所以我都係自己一步一步向住呢個目標進發啦。咁當然都希望大家即係有時唔好俾坊間太多即係資訊迷惑到，因為真真正正學到嘢嘅就好似從呢啲咁有經驗嘅 investor 身上學到，同埋佢咁難得抽時間同我哋分享，我覺得係對我嚟講係比我去啲咩課程都寶貴，或者 John 都有提及過啦。佢話佢從來唔會諗出去賣或者 exit strategies，因為佢只要一直有 cash flow 有 income， 咁點解佢要買呢？哇！
It's just so we can watch the car, just in case anybody comes to put a ticket on it for you, you see.
Yeah.
Which one's this one, John?
This is. I'm surprised you didn't want to see this one.
Oh, why you show me the one we don't want to see?
No, I was. This one. Excuse me, man, sorry. Morning, you okay? You alright?
Is it the one just being renovated?
Yes.
Oh, okay, I know what.
It's
Probably, I
Just been
reckon,
refurbished.
any time between sort of
5.35% yield.
Alright,
You can go have a look around on these.
okay. Okay. So, right.
You look different.
俾大家開始影相
I
啦，
recognize your smile.
打橫嘅。
Gentlemen, if you go and take photographs, walk around.
And what's over
Say boom, boom, boom.
this one?
You said that you already got the photo, right?
Pardon?
Dave said that you already got the photo in the share drive.
I haven't taken any
No,
photos.
not of these, because they weren't on your
I haven't
list.
taken any photos of anything.
I thought Christina was pulling internal photos. Remember? Oh, Rachel, sorry, Rachel.
Let's just try. You've got is 47 Rodney Street.
Right, because Rebecca wanted because she can't do internals.
I know.
Some of them have tenants, right?
They've all got tenants.
How can I get the photo then?
It's complicated.
Because I can't buy a full space of the outlook. I can see the structure of the roof, but I can't just tell the buyer that if there's any issue from damage to something like that.
That's one. This is 47. I can send you. 47 Rodney Street. Got to move. Some of them, Rebecca, some of them are on the inside, and some of them are not. That's the problem. That's the problem. And the thing is if you're a landlord, you can't become too emotionally attached and treat it as if it's your own home. You just got to say, look, as long as you get the rent for the next 5 or 10 or 15 or 20 years, and they don't bother you, they don't ask for any repairs, you just don't worry about how they do it.
I was wanting to ask Dave about your home style, because I know sometimes people and some of them
All of them are freehold, except this. All of them are freehold, except.
見到呢度吸引之處咧，就係喺香港可能幾百萬就係買到一間 apartment 嘅啫。咁你呢度可以咁多間 apartment， 咁我哋呢個係apartment 10，係啦，都係一走入嚟有個廳啦。OK。係啦，呢個 fuse box 就喺晒度啦，全部都係啱啱裝修好嘅， 咁 that's why 咧，佢依度可以有嘅租金咧，加埋埋，如果係 fully occupied 咧，係大概3000磅左右嘅，係啦。咁因為依間咧就啱 refer 嗰個 price 咧就會比較高啲嘅，大概400幾K。咁我哋陣間都有個價錢表，就都會 list out 晒呢啲各樣嘅 details 嘅啦。洗手間都個 size OK 啦，係shower 啊、廁所都喺晒度。OK， 咁我哋去埋旁邊嗰幾間睇睇。咁因為我哋今日咧都有幾十個 property 咧都要睇，咁所以我哋就盡快可以一次過拍晒呢度俾我哋嘅投資者睇。Number 8。
Old now. I'm old
Yeah, I
now.
can tell. I can tell
I
you.
don't
Look,
need that hassle.
I thought you were just 40.
I'm not dropping the price, doesn't it?
No. It's,
You already
I'm
tried.
speaking on bottom of my heart. Yeah, that's
You're very
really.
kind.
I asked John the question why he hasn't set our company. That you are right. Too late now.
Yeah,
Too
it's too late. It's just
Stamp duty.
I won't bother. Yeah, I
Legal
understand your.
fees, it wouldn't be worth it. I thought about it, but I heard the other day, don't know how much truth's in it, that the government were looking at changing the Section 24 taxation
Yeah.
for people whose rental income is over £100,000 a year, which would be good for me because then I wouldn't need to sell this then, would I?
We just do property, we do land then. Don't worry about
There's
it.
so many ways to make
Some
money,
churches,
aren't there?
there's some great deals on some churches.
Oh yeah.
Your
yeah,
investors should buy
yeah,
some
yeah.
churches.
John
Wait.
said that he paid for a land, 99,000.
90,000.
90,000.
Whereabouts?
He sold it for 5,000.
No, 5 million.
575.
Sorry, 500,000.
575 in Salford.
He
I've
made
done a few
400.
deals. 485,000.
5x.
Yeah,
profit.
485,000.
Wow.
Less obviously, less the legal
So
fees.
400,000 profit.
When did you purchase the land?
When?
Yeah.
January
Just this year.
2019.
2019. Okay, 2 years ago.
So you pay. January 20.
20.
Last year.
Last
a year
year.
Ago, a year ago.
Oh
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. But I didn't even need to pay.
But he buy and sell it in 1 year.
But the people who buy it from me, they buy it on an option. So they'll give you a £10,000 non-refundable deposit,
Yeah.
and I grant them 6 months exclusivity for them to.
Get planning.
They then go to the planners, and sometimes it might take 6 months, but sometimes it might
it
take
might take longer.
But I extend it for 2 months, and then the minute that they get planning, they buy the land off me.
What
Oh.
did
Give me the
you
money.
do?
They're going to build student accommodation in Salford.
How big is the land?
Wasn't very big.
Wasn't it?
No, only about, what was it? 0.6 of an acre.
But it's high rise. You can go high.
Of
Student.
course. You know
Student.
now.
And you don't need
houses-
parking for
So
students.
it doesn't take too much work of buying
No,
land.
the beauty is that you deal with the buyer and you deal with the solicitor, and that's it. You don't deal with tenants,
Wow.
you don't deal with the council, you don't deal with electricians,
Save you
builders,
so much hassle.
none of that hassle.
Wow.
That's what I say. We just do land, really. It's not. We're not building people. We're not construction people. We just buy land like John's doing. We buy it. We get a housing association or student accommodation or somebody that says, okay, we'll take the option from you. We give them that period of time. They go run the planning, so they're spending their money on the planning. Planning can be quite expensive depending on
I know.
what it is. You know,
You're
you
not
can
agent,
be
that's why.
you can be
You're
spending
not-
two,
you don't need
three
to.
hundred thousand on planning.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they spend that money,
Yeah, sure.
and then at the end of it, we have already in contract guaranteed the price for them to buy from us
Yeah.
with planning.
Rodney Street.
So where do you find
Rodney
this
Street,
land?
okay.
You
She's
just
been in
look
there
around.
about 3
You
years.
just
but
drive
she's moved
around,
now.
you find an never really
She's
familiar
been in
with
there
land.
for about
John's always been
5, 6,
houses
7 years.
predominantly until
All
just
right.
recently he changed the
164
land.
new tenant.
So I think he learned from, you see what I'm doing,
Two months.
and away you go. But
I'm interested as well. It's so fascinating to invest
the
land.
land is
178
very, and it's
Um,
generally it can be
about 2
a
years.
quicker time. It's only 12 months from the moment you buy, and most of the time we try and find an exit or a partner
Wycherley
before
Road.
we buy.
I don't know.
So we buy knowing
Tudor
that
Road.
we have an exit already.
He's been there for years.
So
He
let
doesn't say
them
he
do
is
the
anymore.
option, use their money to help us buy as well, because you know if they're giving us £5,000, £10,000 deposit. Obviously,
The flats-
we bought
right, the
property
flats.
for maybe
Okay,
80
so-
or 90 or 100, so there's some contribution.
You
They
never remember
then
which is
go
28
forward, do the
28.
planning, this, that,
They do everything for you.
everything,
Wow.
everything's all in agreement.
Right, so,
and then we
30
have agreement that they buy at this price.
30.
So we are right. We are here before.
Yeah.
Your postcode showed right after.
The entrance to the flat.
I know. We went there.
How many flats are there? 10 or 6.
How many flat, John? You just say
Right,
that
so,
public house.
so you've got a pub. No, no. Right, so. Yeah. Public house. And this is the same building, but the postcodes are slightly different because the entrance is to the pub, and then there's that. So there's
Okay,
7
so-
self-contained flats in this whole building.
Okay, so you selling how?
All
What's
of
the
them.
price?
Right, so we're on 2 separate titles at the minute. The pub, and you have a basement,
Yeah.
and you have a 2-bedroom apartment that goes with the pub. Yeah, so downstairs you've got a function room and the cellars and everything, and the pub, and then upstairs you've got a 3-bedroom flat on the first floor, and then you've got 6 flats, 3 on each floor of 1-bedroom flats. So there's 7 flats, and then there's a pub with a flat that comes with the pub.
So when you're selling it, how much is self-contained flat? You put POA, so you have the price here. POA, what's that?
No, that's the whole thing, the whole building.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Too cheap, isn't it?
Yeah.
How much is it?
Full.
350.
Yourself. Don't be thinking about
Included
chicken.
bar and
It's only
basement.
chicken.
That's for sure. It's a game though, isn't it?
How many flats all together?
That's
beautiful building.
seven
Plus the
Very
bar.
Romanesque.
Of the downstairs bar and plus the basement.
Those
Today, I don't know. Yeah, it's Hamilton Square, isn't it?
It's next to the town hall, right?
Yeah, Hamilton Square is here.
So it's
呢嚿嘢咧，大家睇下350K 喎，樓下 one block 再樓上咁多 flats，同埋全部都係做緊 public housing。
self-contained 意思係佢每一間 apartment 入邊都有 boiler 嘅，
係啊係啊，獨立嘅咯
但係個。標係唔 including 嘅。
In what regards crazy?
I mean, easy to find tenant, easy to find quality tenant. They got jobs. They're not on a DSS. They're not on bond.
No. There are two markets, obviously. My portfolio predominantly is the second market where people are on benefits, which has been good during this whole pandemic
Yeah.
because people haven't lost their jobs. I've probably only got 10% private tenants. Most of mine are benefits. So, and most of my rents are too cheap. I haven't put the rents up for 20 years. The only time I put the rents up is when it's empty.
You are a good landlord.
Landlord,
You are a very good
Increase
landlord.
every year, you know that.
I don't.
It doesn't.
I haven't done it for
It
20 years.
doesn't. Not for 20 years, no increase.
Have a look at the rents. At
Look at the
£300 on
prices.
some of the rents.
Oh,
You will never find prices like these
£275 a month.
anywhere except for from him. So,
you're doing charity. 有已經個租客，即係個 commercial 租客喺度20年㗎啦。咁 self-contained flat 啱先都講咗啦，每一個 contained flat 意思即係
全部 tenant
係全部 tenant 值。
而家幾多？
佢要 asking price 325K，然之後個 rent 你自己調翻咯，但係佢個 rental 係38K 每年咯，個 yield 係12%。
有冇嘢要 fix 啊？你覺得？唔係。
你搬就
佢話就算有 fix，佢自己係會安排，即係佢
搬就
你個 surveyor check 咗之後，如果有
佢可以幫你
可以
fix。
幫你 fix
哦，
嘅。
咁呢個 OK。
咁 OK。
但係你咁就你影一影個 building 嘅啫，冇乜嘢。依後面呢個冇 car park 嗰啲㗎嘛？冇 parking 啊嘛？呢個就
唔知啊。
呢個 double yellow line 嚟嘅喎。間 OK 喎，見到周邊啲屋都靚嘅喎，啲車都乾淨。呢條街 OK 喎。
嗰個係咪佢㗎？
嚇？
個冇卡巴㗎。
唔會嘛，pub 都冇卡巴點搞？
Yeah, I can take you to clean a couple of minutes ago.
Yeah, just come in and look in and make out an investor and invest in it.
Yeah.
I can't mention anything that's sold it after administrator.
Uh-huh.
I was just wondering where the customer park their car.
Customers,
Yeah, the car park.
you don't drive to a pub.
They just.
Okay.
All
The
right.
car park here.
Yeah.
Calm down. People. Yeah, I used to own this car park. I was just telling Dave I sold it, but you can park here.
All right. So that is abandoned now. It's
Well, it's not.
It
It
belongs
belongs
to
to
somebody
a housing association, Pierhead Housing,
all right.
who own all of this land here.
Oh.
So they bought this pub off me. Yeah, this.
They just walk. They just.
No, in fact, all these people care about is where their money from the government comes from and going in the pub. That's it.
都係後面有一樣啊。依間你覺得 OK 啊？佢哋揀個三間，你揀邊間？
嗰間近住main road嗰間可能。
Main Road 啊？第二間啊？
跟住就開嗱個 view。
哇！住嗰啲係攞 benefit，啲人都有咁靚嘅景啊！係咯，哇！大佬好幸福喎！
OK。
冇嘢要執啊，佢會幫你執埋啊，係咪 gutter 嗰啲嘢佢都話。
即係第一間。
係啊，嗰啲要咯，但係嗰啲佢幫你執埋應該。
咁唔需要。
咁即刻可以收租幾好啊！呢個。
得嘅。
咁我哋睇埋。
呢個地方有冇酒吧就 OK。
嗯。
我又一出嚟啫。
佢話行路嚟停酒吧喎。
local 咯 ，all local。
Everyone is focused on Liverpool and making Liverpool very pretty. Liverpool now is beautiful. You know,
It
Liverpool.
would be better in 10 years too.
Yeah, but what's happening is now Birkenhead, which is where we are,
Yeah.
has got a big money grant from the government.
It's up and coming
Spend-
city.
Yeah, so this area is going to go. And the nice thing here is you're looking now at Liverpool, which is almost fully developed. Well, the waterfront is fully developed. You know, there's still a lot of good opportunities in Liverpool, but in fact, I have a site just over here, in fact, this afternoon I think we are selling. We have a deal which is quite
Oh
exciting.
my god, I'm very excited now.
Yeah, it's a big one. It's a
You
big
sell
one.
it, you own something here.
I'm
land.
part owner for over you see that tower that's got
Yeah,
a crane on it?
yeah.
Over to the right hand side of that I have a
Land.
1 acre, but
Oh
we
my
have
God.
we have 620 apartments in it. We just got planning
Oh, you
in.
got planning permission.
Oh, is it near the junction, isn't it?
Yeah, it's called Northern Point. You look it
Yes,
up
I've
on
seen
the
it.
internet.
I've seen the plot. Yeah.
I'm hopefully this afternoon, everything crossed. We do a deal. We sell it.
So excited.
We sell it. Yeah, this is.
It's a big day for you.
It is a big day, but it's. I mean, the GDV on the build for that particular place is about £138 million, because it's what we call it's like a very trendy area. You know, in Manchester you have what they call the northern sector, which is like industrial units and nice, trendy place.
For young people.
Yeah, well, this is
hanging around.
Over here is the Baltic Triangle.
Baltic Triangle.
And that's the trendy area, like the northern quarter in Manchester. You have the Baltic Triangle.
Do any of your investors they do any development themselves?
Development. Not.
Well,
We do
I'll
it.
give you an example. I've got a house that's like you'll see. I've got two. One's been converted into 4 very large 2-bedroom apartments, and then the other one is the same house, but it's a house. But you could make it into an HMO. And you could probably put 12 or 15 bedrooms in there. It's huge, the house.
Whereabouts? Okay.
Is that something you could do? Would you do that with yourself?
Myself.
Yeah. Not you personally, but you.
I can bring you construction people that
We
would
went
do
to
this.
see two HMO yesterday in Burnley, BB5.
Okay.
Working with the government, they want to convert their, I think it's a ex-town hall or something like that, into
Right, okay.
coaching school for those ex-shoulder.
Right. Yes.
Homeless people.
Yeah.
Train them and let them get back to work so they
I think
can.
it's
Yeah.
permission on its own. It's
Okay.
2 years and a half because it's listed building.
Ah,
Oh, no,
listen.
these aren't listed. This one's might be listing.
This would be easy. This would be very easy.
And then they got another
It wouldn't
12.
take a year. It'll take you 3 months.
How much is it for the HMO you mentioned?
For the house.
The cost, total cost.
Or to refurb or just to buy the house.
Buy the house and refurb.
Well, to buy the house is like 250.
to
It's
finish.
huge. What you spend on refurb, 100
200.
grand max, I reckon.
That
And then-
less, just 100 grand.
Yeah, and then you've got potentially. Then you could do what I did with the other one. You'd have 4 2-bedroom flats that are probably worth 100, 110, 120,000 pound each.
On the refurb, I can bring you a very local guy, very cheap as well. He's a good
The
guy.
person who introduced us to know each other, John, he's a builder, right?
John Cullen. That's right. That's who we bring to the table. Because John. That's what he does. He does conversions, refurbishments.
That's what he wanted
windows.
to do business with us.
Yeah,
That's the reason
yeah,
why he
yeah.
referred me to you, John.
Yeah. Yeah. So he get more property, then he get more work from you.
Yeah.
好差啫嘛，
咁就佢 roof 都 OK。
呢條街好靚好多喎，呢
佢
條街
roof 係新嘅隔離，新嘅嗰啲屋，隔離
幾多腰啊？
To be fair, most of my thing I think I told you is land. But I just for interest, I get involved in a few portfolios. So I did a project in Stoke where we had Stoke-on-Trent. We had how many houses are here? I think there's 100 houses, 105 houses. Yeah, no, this one was a little harder, and it's still to this day it's not concluded yet. And maybe this can be interesting to you guys because it was a crime. It's what in the UK you create a crime. I don't know what the owner did, but whatever he did wrong, you have what we call crime prosecution service, and we call it a POCA, which is proceeds of crime. So if you create a crime against the government in this country, you can have all of your houses taken away from you. So yeah, because they then sell them to get their money back from the money you stole from the government.
That's
So
why
he-
never buy houses under your personal name.
Well, he did. Well, the thing with this portfolio, when it comes, it's very slow when you're dealing with the court. Really painfully slow, and the difficulty is they are in Pakistan people, so even harder work. You know, these people are very hard to do business. But what he's doing, he's in jail. He got 6 years in prison, but he's appealing it. Now, at the moment, they can't sell it until the appeal is done. But when the appeal is done, and we know he will lose because they have evidence galore that he is guilty, you know, that it's his. So when the appeal is finished, but we have to, by law, let him do the appeal. But when it's finished, then the Crown Prosecution own all of this, and then we get a good deal. We can go drive a good
I'm still
bargain.
waiting for your list.
So I will get you this one, but there's no point in me sending you yet.
No, I
until-
don't want the one you just mentioned. It's new to me. I mean the one we have talked about on the phone about.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the administrator
Ouster.
on that.
About
Yeah,
ouster of money.
in fact, the administrator has asked me to do a job for him while I'm here in Birkenhead. So I had to go see some apartments and make sure they are real apartments for him. So, but that's the relationship I have with this guy. But it's still slow. It's still
Okay,
slow.
lady.
But we go see these other places. You okay, John?
Yeah, good. Wow. There's a big development going on here where they're building a load of houses at the back, right onto the park. I own this house here, the second one. The second one, yeah, 28.
28.
And I also own that one, which is number 58, which is the one where that car's parked outside. I own that one as well. They're 4 flats. That one is a house.
Good.
Straight into the park.
Do you want to go see, guys? You wanna see
Yeah,
that?
definitely.
Have a look around?
Have a look from the back.
This make a nice family home.
Is it the good area?
Yeah, it's not bad. Not bad area. This. This is the park.
Shackleton's house. It was someone's house. It's listed that way.
Shackleton.
Yeah, Shackleton. I watched the programme on him the other day. Oh my God, what a guy he was.
Yes, he was. He was the Howard Marks of the UK, really.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, thanks. Big old back garden, John.
It's massive.
Yeah. It does remind me of my thing.
咁我哋而家睇到阿 John 仲自己收埋一啲好嘢啦，基本上個 portfolio 佢都未拎晒出嚟嘅，佢有百幾間嘅屋嘅。咁同埋佢而家因為政府法例
You can walk up through there and have a look over.
，yeah，let me have a look。嚇，好大喎！Yeah，it's big，係咪依間啊？
Yes.
第二間啊，依間第二間。哇 ，massive。
Just like, but
How much are you selling for?
It's not on the list.
It's not on the
I don't
list.
think so.
Yeah.
I'll find out for you.
You got so many you don't know.
It's got too many things to remember.
I lived in Newcastle for about 15 years because I've got my only, my one and only ever job, employment up in Newcastle. I was, when I left university, I got a job as a salesman and I worked up in Newcastle for one company as a salesman for 15 years. And then I came here and I opened ladies only health clubs. I had a chain of ladies only health clubs that I had sold. And then I got into property.
No, this is a much better area than Birkenhead. But Birkenhead is being regenerated, you know, it will come up.
I've seen a guy on Climate in the next
Yeah.
15 years
Yeah.
to invest £1 billion.
Yeah, and what, Birkenhead?
Yeah.
They do all along the waterfront
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen it. It's called
So
River
those-
Water.
Yeah, so all of those pubs along there, all those flats along there, that's those buildings with
I've seen it.
these
See, this is, you know, nice houses here now. They're nice, John.
It's
Yeah,
always
they
like
are.
that, right, John?
Sorry.
All is my business. Always the tech area.
Yeah. Just Birkenhead isn't the part. It's Birkenhead, which is predominantly benefit central, you know? And then this is a mixture here. A lot of these big houses have been converted into apartments, you know?
Just like the one you did.
Yeah.
When you're looking for your own investment project, what kind of things do you, what kind of
I always look, it's always in the buying price. So yeah, you always
All
gotta buy
depends
cheap.
on the
You always gotta
figures.
buy cheap 'cause
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter about the exit. It always be an
you
exit. As long
never
as you
think
buy
about
cheap.
exit strategy?
To an extent, but I always buy cheap. The beauty of somebody once said to me, cash is king in this business, and it's true.
Of course.
It's true. You can buy, you're not getting a mortgage, you can buy like you're going to come to me and you go, right, I'll buy the whole portfolio of you,
Yeah.
but I want it, and I'll buy it in one go, but I want it for X minus
For better value.
1% or 2%.
You were in my position before then, so you know how I feel.
He's a fortune teller. He already knows, you see.
So that's it.
He's predicting the future.
Really, really nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that is a big.
You got two entrances, right?
No, sorry. This is the basement flat.
Oh, the
that's got its
basement.
own entrance. The other three flats are
Which
accessed. from that door.
access to the upper
Yeah,
floor.
yeah, yeah.
All right.
That's a big house.
They're big,
Very lovely house.
very big.
How long did you spend
This is when I was young, 20 years ago.
on
Yeah, when I was like, yeah.
Wow.
Not
Miss,
be bothered now. Too old. Too old.
20 years ago, you already think about self-contained flat?
Yeah.
is it freehold, by the way?
Yeah.
Yes, all has
Oh, right. Interesting.
free.
Yeah. One of the best schools in the country. That school.
In the country?
In the country. Yeah.
Private or state?
In terms of academic
Private or
achievement and
private?
yes, you have to pay. I went there
You went there, John?
when I was a young boy. Yeah.
What's the name of the school?
Birkenhead School.
Birkenhead School.
It's quite well known as well. It's very well
Wow.
known. It's a good, very good.
Public school.
Yeah.
It blew my mind.
Yeah, how are you? Long time no see. Missing the tennis. How are we? All right? Yeah.
Everybody knows John. Everywhere you go.
Celebrity in Birkenhead.
Not many people who
Back to
don't know.
normality. Back to the cricket club. You're missing your tennis game,
Our
Sal.
family, you guys, good school is here. So
He just mentioned he loved that one you just showed
with a
me.
park.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that one.
It doesn't matter. In terms of like, if you want to live there, you don't live there. But if you want to invest there, if you want to rent there, you'll always rent there all day long. So your clients, their investment, they're thousands of miles away in Hong Kong
Yeah.
or in China.
It doesn't matter where they bought
All
the
they want to do,
properties.
they want to buy a box. They never want to see that box, do they? They just want to make sure that there's money coming in every month from that box. And
Good
you'll
tips.
get that there because it'll be more often than not the tenants will be on benefits, so they'll just come direct to
the
you,
government,
to the
to you.
government.
Yeah.
You don't even need to go and knock on the door and the tenant say you haven't paid the rent this month.
So in the
That's
past,
how I built that portfolio.
in the past 20 odd years, have you got any issues like break-ins or any kind of?
Well, I had a couple of people die on me. If you've got 100 properties, so you've got maybe 150, 170 individuals living in them properties, you are going to have problems at some point. And I have had bad debt issues in the past, but so will every other landlord.
Yeah,
but you have to chase some tenants sometimes to get
I
money.
got someone to do that for me.
Yeah. I
You
do.
need debt collectors. You need it though.
Well, you do, and it's
But based on your experience, you never have that many rents every year, right?
no. But no. I'm lucky because most of the money comes directly from the government.
I heard that the government tried to give them initiative.
They did, and
How do you manage it after
they change it
government?
now.
But I just rent. I just seen the news yesterday saying that it's paying from the tenant's account to the landlord, not the government paying you that.
No. It's called local housing allowance, and they pay. Ordinarily, they pay directly to the tenant, or universal credit. However, if you get the tenant to agree to say that they're vulnerable
I see.
and they don't feel that they'll be
Capable of
responsible
managing.
enough for the money, you're right. When you submit your application with the tenancy to the council, they'll pay you direct. I got all my money paid directly to me. From all the
Otherwise,
tenants.
you wouldn't get the
Only
rent.
the
You wouldn't get it. They would spend
Only
it.
the taxi driver.
Never take anyone to court.
If
There's-
someone's if you have trouble tenant, what do you do to kick them out?
There's I do one of two things.
Give them money to ask them to go.
Yeah.
Smart.
More often than not, I'll send my big friend around.
Big fan. Big fan. Oh my god.
Meaner and nastier. Depends on the tenant.
I'm too
Depends on the
nice,
tenant.
so I'm not
Yeah,
good
you're
at this
too
thing.
nice there.
Yeah.
You're two
As
gentlemen.
soon as you talk, you
Two
know.
gentlemen.
You know, he's a gentleman. Oh. Never buy cash full pay. You always apply for
No,
mortgage.
all of these portfolio I've acquired over the last
20 off.
I haven't bought any rental properties for 5-10 years really. I do land now, or I'll buy a house and I'll do it up and I'll sell it.
Oh, right. Flip.
Yeah.
I see. So you stopped from the US.
I stopped buying rentals about 10 years ago.
Oh, right. You stopped.
Yeah.
So where are you looking at the land then? Liverpool or
Anywhere.
everywhere?
Anywhere and
Anywhere.
Have
everywhere.
you looked at abroad before, like
That's how
Portugal?
we know one another.
Oh, I see.
We're doing some churches together.
Right.
So we work with the Church of England. So
Right.
they have a lot of old churches. They're closing.
I've seen it.